a credit for the cosmetic defect in the concrete panels of $11,000. Does not affect the structural integrity of the building, does not affect the functionality of the building. Simply the brick pattern on a couple of the panels was wrong. But if you didn't know it when you went out and looked, it's not something that jumps right out at you when you see the building. The other deduct to the project is a decrease in the concrete curb length. We revised the location of the trash enclosure. It used to sit out from the curb a little bit in the paved area. We moved it so that the wall of it lined up with the curb line, and by doing so we were able to shorten up that curb length, and that resulted in a deduct of $413.75. So when you add those two deducts with the other 5 additions, the net change in the contract price from proposed change order number 5 would be a decrease of $9,733.50. So I'll stop there and I'll entertain any questions that you have on the change order.
I think all our questions were answered earlier on this, and since this actually reduces the total cost of the fire hall, I will take the opportunity to make the motion that we approve change order number 5.
And I'll second that.
Thank you, Richard. All in favor?
Aye.
And that motion passed.
Thank you, Council. The next item in the update that we need to discuss and get some direction from Council is the exterior signage for the building. The way the contract was set up was for the city to purchase the materials for the exterior signage directly and furnish them to the contractor for installation. So the labor for the installation is included in the contract, but the actual purchase of the materials was to be done outside of the contract. And that was done for a couple of reasons, the primary ones being so that the city had control of the materials being purchased, so you could choose the vendor, choose the exact materials you wanted without having to open up to competitive bidding. And then also be able to get the materials, frankly, at a more cost-effective price without having to go through contractor markups on the back end of the pricing. We did review this at the work session. There's essentially 3 components to the proposed exterior signage. The first component is the name on the building that would face Highway 56, so the lettering for the words Kenyon Volunteer Fire Department, and then also the address numbers, which would say 620 or 620 Centennial Drive. We have 2 different quotes for that element of the signage, one for aluminum letters and one for formed plastic letters. The aluminum letters have a quote of $2,920.89. The plastic have a quote of $1,164.94. So almost 3 times as much money for the aluminum letters as for the plastic. The architect, as you mentioned during the work session, has recommended the plastic letters. He thinks there's a better value for those in the quotes that we received. The other 2 elements of the quote concern the shield logo for the fire department, which would be installed over the entrance door. The logo itself is one quote, and then the word Kenyon that would go above the logo is a second quote. The sign company has a separate division for their artistic work and their lettering work, so we had to get quotes from each of those. The shield logo would be aluminum, die-cut aluminum painted logo. The quote on that is $6,797.49. The wording to go with the logo, you have the option again of aluminum or plastic. Here, very close prices: aluminum $61.94, plastic $52.42. So what we're looking for tonight is direction from the council as to which of the exterior signage you want to consider authorizing purchase of at this time, and then we could submit the purchase, get the materials, and have the contractor get those signs installed while he's still on site. So again, it's the 3 components, one being the name and the address numbers, the other 2 components being for the shield logo and the associated lettering.
Well, I believe our consensus from the work session was to proceed with the plastic lettering for the Kenyon Volunteer Fire Department and the street number, and to hold off on the shield with hope that there might be a lower cost option that would surface, or that could be added at a later date.
Yes, it certainly could be added.
That's correct, gentlemen?
Yes.
That would be added at a later date. I don't think we need a motion for this.
We probably should have one because we're authorizing expenditure.
Well,
Okay.
so moved what I just said then.
So second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so we'll order the plastic letters for that part one of the quote, so the amount of $1,164.94.
Correct.
Okay. And just one follow-up note, if at the end we don't wind up doing the shield logo as part of this contract, we will be able to ask for a deduct for the labor that would have been associated with that install, since that
It could
labor
be
is.
another change
It
order.
should be a change order in the negative, yeah. Okay. I believe, go back to my memo, I think that might be all I have, if you can believe it. That's really it, yeah, the only final thing to update is the upcoming schedule. Obviously, the next 4 weeks will take us past our substantial completion date. Our substantial completion date comes up in, 2.5 weeks. So we are having a walkthrough meeting this Friday with the USDA and the city administrator and members of the fire department to go through and identify items that need to be completed before the certificate of occupancy. But the intent is that the contractor will get the temporary certificate of occupancy by the substantial completion date of March 2nd. The reason this is a temporary certificate of occupancy is because not all of the site work is done yet. As we mentioned, we have the paving and the seeding and things yet to do in the spring. Once that's all done, the certificate of occupancy, then we could go out and get the permanent CO, certificate of occupancy. So, that's the schedule between now and March 2nd. And we've gotten all the actions, directions we need from you, so with that, unless there's any other questions, I think there's a couple of items that the fire department itself has
Yes.
regarding the fire station.
2 further items on the agenda under the fire facility project. One being the SCBA fill station purchase. And find the right page here. And again, our consensus from the work session, I believe, was to go ahead with the $10,620 quote for new fill station, auto backfill, and installation of those items. Correct?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And the last item being the equipment racks. We don't have the dollar amount on that right now either. Ah, but too many papers here to shuffle around. And the amount of that bid for the equipment racks was a matter of $8,925.75. And would move that we approve that.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
That was the oddest sounding second I've ever heard.
No.
Oh well, it worked.
Yeah.
So we move on to legal. Item A, 411 Bullis Street, proposals for demolition of building. Mark, Scott?
The city received 2 proposals for demolition of the building. One of them was from B&B Excavating from Faribault. For $85.65, and the second one was from Kenyon Excavating, and that was $13,975. That had some material cost built into it, so it could vary, it could be less. But anyway, I don't know, between the 2 of them, they're both very good companies. We've used B&B more recently on some street stuff, projects, and so I guess I wouldn't have an issue with them. I don't see an issue with them. So but council has to approve. Anyway, go forward for this.
Comments? Substantial difference in the bid prices. Again, it's such a substantial amount and money pit that has cost us considerable over the years. I would move that we approve or accept rather, the low bid from E&D, $8,565 to remove that building.
I'm going to second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes.
And when would this start? Any
I
idea?
haven't talked to them as far as scheduling. Wayne, maybe you have, but within a couple of weeks maybe.
I'm supposed to just let them know, so you can schedule them to order dumpsters.
Okay. So maybe you can give them a call tomorrow. Should be good.
And then we come once again to discussing options and possibly take action on expiring Kenyon Road extension deferred assessment. Opinions, gentlemen?
So there's, in the memo I talked about, these are kind of like broad, you know, each one of these has, you know, can be tailored to, you know, meet, in effect, what might work the best, or, you know, what the council's most comfortable with. But that would be to take no action, and the assessments would be due and payable probably in tax year 2018. Make the assessments payable over a period of time. Now, I put 10 years in here because that's what the ones that were, there was Kenyon assessments from that project that were assessed over a 10-year period originally, but that could be a different time period, or to defer the assessments again, or continue to defer them. So Scott, I don't know if there's any other.
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much covered, Mark, but I mean, the reality is council has some discretion here on what you want to do. Mark lays it out, that can be tailored to what's there. Again, the option certainly on the table, and what would happen if you do nothing is they become due and payable. If you want to continue it out and defer it further, or start making payments as was suggested, that certainly can all be figured out and brought back to you for the next meeting. We don't have to do it tonight, other than.
No, you don't have to make a decision.
Other than getting direction from you folks, we can put together what's necessary to accomplish whatever you're trying to do here.
Whatever we decide would have to be applied the same to both owners.
Oh, not necessarily.
I would say no, since only one of the two property owners they were both notified, both had the opportunity to be here tonight, and only one showed up. I would say that no, there's no reason that both have to be treated the same.
I like the option number 2 here in the memo, making the assessments payable for over a period of time with interest, 10 years.
Which is basically renewing the
Original assessment.
original.
Correct.
However, as out, the interest rate could be adjusted at this point.
Mhm.
And I believe, I haven't borrowed money myself real recently, but I believe interest rates still are considerably lower than they were at the time that this original assessment was made.
It's true, typically, and Mark can explain this as well as I can, you typically do have an interest rate that you charge that is also covering the cost of financing with bonds and things like that. So it is a little bit higher than just a raw interest rate that you're applying to these types of assessments.
Yes, but what I'm getting at
Yeah, no, I
is
understand.
the universe of interest rates has
Absolutely.
changed.
Yep.
So we could be justified in going lower than the original 4.75.
Yeah, and I would agree with that.
Yeah.
You would have a little better feel to think of the market.
What other areas, 3.5,
Yeah, they've been down, that's where I've kind of seen that.
3.5.
Some of them. There was actually one that was a 5, which I thought was a little over.
It's kind of high, but
Yeah.
the general policy's been 1 or 1.5% above what we borrow the money for, or what the bonds sell for. But in this case, that's not applicable because we're
Right.
financing it, so, you could even look at 2.5% or.
We don't know what interest is gonna be next year or the year after, so once you're tied in, you're tied in. So
Yeah.
I don't think we should even mess with the interest, whether we go for the 10 years or we go for payments or whatever. I think 4.5, because you say right now you can borrow money at the bank cheaper than what we're charging.
Yeah, 4.75 was what
Mhm.
the previous was.
Yeah,
So
so
we're not.
keeping it at 4.75 is an incentive for somebody to go out, borrow the money and pay us.
We're not really in the banking business.
Right.
True.
And it seemed like option number 2 is what Mr. Saul was asking for, making payments.
He had asked for a longer, you know,
Yeah, he asked for 15 years. Well, if you can make it in 15, maybe you can make it in 10.
Do we have a motion?
I will make a motion for everything that was discussed.
That's a little bit unclear, Richard. I think we need
Yes,
a little bit more precision than that.
Well, at this point, I don't have a precise motion. So I'll leave it up to someone else to come up with a precise motion.
I would move that we do the assessments over 10 years for Mr. Sal, and the other one, nothing. So
It's due and payable now.
Yep.
Are you making
Mm-hmm.
payable, make sure that, or make payments, so it's paid up in the next 10 years, or?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I'll second
No,
that.
I didn't hear what you said, all of what you said.
The Sal property would be payable over a period of 10 years, but the other property would be, we would, if we do nothing, it would be due and payable and.
Pay on the terms that are already in place.
Right.
So you're proposing annual payments at what?
Like it's
At the
listed here.
existing interest rate?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to get into, when the payments start, what date the payments to be made
You can
on.
leave that up to staff.
Well, they will start in 2018, because they'd be certified at the end of this year for 2018 payable.
Staff, not to work with the office, staff's office.
We would bring back a resolution, I think, that would just encompass this, and that would, is what would be filed with council.
So,
So we actually be taking no action at this point.
what I would do is instruct the motion, the motion should say to instruct the city attorney to put together an assessment agreement, would that be the
I think
next?
that's probably appropriate.
With the terms of 10 years at 4.75% interest.
I would amend that to my motion.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. So, we are down to old business now, location of billboard solar panel. And I rather wish we hadn't used that word billboard,
Yeah.
it confused.
It's kind of
people.
confusing.
The size of a billboard, but it actually is an operating solar panel that would produce approximately 6,500 to 7,000 kilowatt hours per year.
Yeah.
So, the proposal is to locate it on the fire hall property and will be the northeast corner of that property, which I talked to Scott, the new fire chief, and he saw no problems with it, and it would be convenient electrically to hook up there. And actually, with the new LED lights in the fire hall, that would probably go quite a ways to power at least the lights in the fire hall. But we as a council need to approve that location. I don't see any problems with it. Either you or
No, nor do I.
We've always worked under the utilities before, and
yeah, and this is a good location in many ways.
exactly, work together.
Yes, and it will also allow people in Kenyon to see their electric utility at work and what they're paying for.
Yes.
Advertisement.
So I would move it, if we approve.
You're doing a good job moving it.
I'm trying to
I'll
move right
second.
along.
I'll second.
I think everyone understood that, to locate the panel on that property. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. On to new business, Schweitz liquor license renewal.
So moved.
Seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Who did the motion, I'm sorry?
Fred?
Okay,
Great.
and John seconded?
No, I didn't. Lost Highway Agreement for the 2017 Rosefest Street Dance.
So moved.
Wait a minute, okay, I see something, didn't we have in here last year, didn't we revise something, like the beer and stuff like that? Wasn't there a legal deal?
Well, it would be the same contract we used last year.
Was this,
Yeah.
is it?
Mark had updated it last time, and they've included those,
Yeah.
right, Mark?
I thought it was,
Yeah.
we didn't furnish the beer last year because of insurance reasons.
Right.
So does it, if it says that, well,
That was taken
we
off.
crossed that out of the last two of them.
Yeah.
It was in their
Under D.
contract.
But it's under here.
Okay, so if you want to put that in the motion to strike
Yeah,
that section, but we
that's right.
crossed that out the last 2 years. After the council, approved the contract, that was taken out. But if you want to just, put that into the motion, that's fine.
I wonder how many places honor that.
Well, if they're private establishments, which most places are, they wouldn't have an issue with that, I'm sure.
Except for possible liability issues.
I move we accept the agreement with the removal of the 24 bottles of Bud Light.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
So, we have come to the other business, schedule of upcoming meetings. And here is one that the public needs to be aware of, the MnDOT Highway 56 Bridge Project meeting on Wednesday, February 22nd, 4:30 to 6 p.m. here. I'm sure some people are going to be concerned about that, and they should try to show up to get their questions answered at that point. Next city council meeting, Tuesday, March 14th at 7 p.m. and the Board of Appeal and Equalization, Thursday, April 6th at 5 p.m. in Council Chambers. Council staff general comments.
Just a quick, since we talked about the bridge meeting, one thing, again, I just want to reiterate, the MnDOT, when they repair or replace that bridge, they're going to do it in place. So there will not be, the bridge will remain open, one lane will remain open. It's not going to be completely closed. I know people are concerned about that.
Yes.
Part of it.
Well, we got Rose Fest, or not Rose Fest, but we got Terry Blue Cutter on 26th. 25th.
They will be.
So it'll be interesting to see what the weather's like for
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, everybody, mark that on your calendar if you haven't already.
So I can remember when we used to actually have snow on the streets for that parade.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess the only comment I have is that at the conclusion of this meeting, we have a special meeting starting with a closed session. So after we adjourn, everyone that's not council or legal representative or staff needs to vacate. And then there will be an open session afterward. Someone wants to stick around outside and come back in to see what results are in the open session and come back in.
Except the chief should stick around for the closed session, sorry.
The staff.
Which chief?
Yeah, which chief?
Yeah,
Which chief?
yeah, sorry.
The good-looking one or the old one?
Gotta be careful when you say the old one.
I'm the old one, as an age old.
On here?
Yeah, we have this one.
And just point at me, so it's all you, Lee.
Hey,
I make all
thank you.
mine.
Turn that camera off.
Motion to
You have to move closer then.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
We adjourn.
Joe.